So how has it worked in practice? There's a few things I can say. First, resonating also what Professor Sand was talking about yesterday, is that a lot of the cases, or almost all of the cases that have been dealt with under the Implementation Committee have involved in developing countries. In the 1990s, it also involved a number of economies in transition, but most of the cases still are about developing countries. So this also had some implications about the types of measures that have been implemented. So a lot of the measures were about assistance. So, is the assistance that the multilateral fund has been provided, that the implementing agencies have been providing, has that been sufficient? It's also important to note, even though there's 3 types of triggers, what you see is that the party-to-party trigger has not been used at all. So in the end, the Secretariat has played the main role in actually making sure that these compliance issues have been brought to the attention of the Implementation Committee. Also, as I said, in terms of the measures, assistance has been the primary focus of the committee. Cautions, I think, have been maybe used once or maybe a few times, but hardly used compared to assistance. And in the end, suspension of rights, the furthest going measure, has not been used at all. But then from a positive perspective, in the end, if you look at the overall compliance, it's actually been very good after countries have been dealt with in the Implementation Committee. So those countries who initially were brought before the Implementation Committee then actually were able to return to compliance over time. And this you can also see to some extent in the number of cases that the Implementation Committee has been dealing with. If you go through the latest reports, you only see, like, I think the last report was maybe less than 5 cases compared to maybe dozens of cases earlier on in the 2000s. So in a way, of course, this is only a proxy indicator of the actual levels of compliance, but in a way you can see a positive development thanks to the Implementation Committee.